Hey guys, so I just want to do something a little different today, just to try something new because I know some people have been asking me to do like my own little take on patch notes for Smite 2, give my opinion and thoughts on them. I also later on in the video I want to also just talk about why I haven't been streaming and why I haven't been uploading as often. But we'll get to that later in the video. But let's start off with this little test here. I hope you guys like this. If you guys want more videos like this where I talk about reviews and, well, talk about the patch notes for Smite 2 and other similar games that I constantly come back to on my channel, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? So, as you see, I'm already on the Smite 2 patch notes. This is from 6 days ago, I believe. Right? There's some god balances here and there. They buffed Vulcan, provides 5 intelligence. This is good. A little extra cooldown reduction bonus. You know, Earthshaker, the seismic mod set 3. Earthshaker mod now knocks enemies up, in addition to a tremble effect. That's very good, especially considering you're already kind of picking this up anyways. They increase his overall damage. That's good. I do think that Vulcan is already one of the hardest hitting mages in the game right now. Um, but still, with the fact that early game and even late game like mages don't really do much anyways, so this is just nice overall. This is nice. Um, I don't know why they're increasing the base damage of Bacchus. I don't like this. I don't like this at all because we're already in a tank meta as it is. They decrease the cooldown on his chug. They increases his protection scaling on his chug as well. I don't like that. Let me start from the top here. Achilles got a nerfed, which is good. Um, screw tanks right now, man. Amaterasu got a nerf. I think this is her. Yeah, this is her stem, strength aura, and all that. Okay, decrease basic attack damage bonus. This isn't gonna change anything. This ain't gonna change anything at all. At all. AA items are already really powerful right now, and if you just build some tank items with like Kens or Sunbeam Bow or Braggies, I think it's Braggies Harp or what it's called. You're still going to be doing more than enough damage. You just build Braggies and Kens and then build some tank items, and you're doing just fine. This ain't gonna do anything. Not until the tank meta is dealt with. Merlin buff. This ain't gonna do anything. It's nice overall, but I still don't think it's gonna be doing anything because they're gonna. They basically made tanks do more like game, especially. I don't know if it's in this patch notes right here, but they also lowered Necro percent pen by 2. It was at 10% pen, but now it's at 8% pen. Crusher was at 10% pen, but is now at 8% pen. They buffed, I think it's Shield Splitter. They buffed the true damage from the passive, which is not okay. Which, by the way, if you're curious why I don't really like this, one, it's already damage rolls are not fun right now. They don't do anything unless you're building tank. And the Crusher, by the way, you actually lose percent pin. The tier 2 obsidian, not shard, fragment or whatever, one of the tier 2s that builds into the recipe of the Crusher, has 10% pin, right? But as soon as you build in Crusher, you're back down to 8% pin. You're losing percent pin going into Crusher. If you don't believe me, it's there. What I might do is I'll try to see if I can find some more information about the current items and see if I can pull up their stats. But yeah, this ain't gonna do anything. You already build Necro, but they nerf the percent pin when mages and when mages already don't do anything. Merlin is especially affected by this. Merlin doesn't do anything, man. He just tickles, man. It's not cool. Sorry. Anyways. So they increase the damage on Merlin. Doesn't matter. Large damage. Okay. I think this is the return scaling. This is 1. Yeah, this is return damage. They just wait, they lowered his scaling? Bro, come on, man. See, the thing is, this makes me angry because you could just easily just, like, okay, they lower the scaling, right? But they increase the base. They're trying to incentivize you to build tank on Merlin. That's what this is. That's literally what this is. Like, what are we doing here, Hi-Rez? They increased the strength scaling on the 2. They increased the base dash damage on the 2 as well. They decreased the punch damage. Bro, none of this matters. That's like, none of this matters. You're just gonna build tank on him. But I wouldn't even recommend playing Aladdin either. Like, he feels like he doesn't do anything. They over-nerfed Aladdin with the previous patches, man. Agile Run, they increased the scaling by 10. Increased base damage from 60 early. Wait, no. Wait. Oh, they increased the late game. 200, from 200 to 240. Okay. But they decreased the Okay, can we stop nerfing damage on these gods that don't need to be nerfed anymore? Aladdin doesn't do anything right now. Bro, how do you turn the most enjoyable god, the most unique enjoyable god in the game into the most not enjoyable and like weakest hitting god in the game? Like, come on. Oh, I want to say weakest. Let me rephrase that. Not weakest, but definitely doesn't hit hard enough. Hecate, they buffed her 1. Okay. From, okay, 70%. This is baby buffs! These are baby buffs! These are not gonna do anything, bro! Only by 5% scaling. 470 late to 500 base. Okay. Okay. Sure. But we're gonna do these big buffs on Bacchus, right? If you guys are not curious, base Bacchus has more damage with his attack canceling with his chug. Because it scales with protections. And look what they increased. 30% late game, 30% to 35% late game, and they nerfed and they buffed the cooldown. Bro, come on. I don't like this. I hate this, dude. We get we get like little measly little buffs on our damage gods, but Bacchus gets a crazy buff here. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, but Bacchus isn't performing that well compared to other things. That's because the other tanks like Hercules and all them, that's because they hit harder. They can do a lot more. Hercules could easily just cancel Bacchus out of his belch. Like, and he does a lot of damage. Hercules does a lot of damage primarily because of his passive. His passive is the stupid thing. I'm sure Cerberus is going to show a lot of good performance too over time with that magical protection shred. Oh, God. Vulcan buff. Let's see. Okay, we've already covered this. I should have started from the top originally. They buff Kraken. Now provides Kabroken an additional 1% damage mitigation for every 100 protections from items. Yeah, because he definitely needed that. Wait. So there's no cap in the game on any stats, okay? Keep that in mind. Now provides Kabrakan an additional 1% damage mitigation for every 100 protections from items. Obviously, this is not shared, but okay, I don't like this. It is so easy to get protections in the game. So, what I could do is I could easily just like run prosthetic. I could run prosthetic cloak into like Thebes, and that'll give me what, like close to 200 protections each, almost. Assuming if you go into Warrior's Axe. And then you could just run into like hybrid protection items like shifters, shield splitter, things like that. This is so dumb. Why are we buffing tanks, man, when we're already in tank meta? I hate this. Okay. Enhanced refraction shield now also restores 1% maximum health in addition to the base amount. Why? Okay, they decrease the base damage at least. Okay, I do kind of like that, but it's still not gonna matter because they buff glad shield and all the tank items, so you know that's cool. Okay, they buff Rama, cool I guess. These are baby buffs though. These aren't, they ain't gonna do anything. He doesn't even really need it, though. He has the ADC benefits, though. Because the thing is, hunters are the only ones that can actually kill tanks right now. They're the only ones that can actually melt them. They're the only role that can melt tanks. It's crazy. Yeah. So apparently they removed the dash from the, I think it was the... So the way it works is the way it originally worked was if you're dashing with your 3, it's a stem, right? It gives you increased movement speed. But while you have that stem active, you get to leap with your 2. But now you always get that leap with your 2, which is interesting. So I haven't played her yet, only because Pele and, well, assassins in general, most assassins don't feel good right now, except for a select few. So I don't know. I guess I could just randomly make content and decide to build tank on her and have at it. Because that's the only way, like, you're gonna be... That's the way... If you want a guaranteed win, that's how you win right now. Everyone just builds tank items. The Morgan shift, the dot damage from this ability has changed from basic attack damage to ability damage. Okay, deadly aspects, baby buff. Okay, they're screwing with her her clear for some reason. They increased her int scaling, which doesn't matter because they nerf percent pin again. Bari, decrease attack speed. No one cares about this. Okay, so the thing is, everyone... They decrease the ints. So the thing is, no one is building int Bari right now. Everyone's building strength Bari because you can spam her 3. You can spam her 3. Okay? Also, remove the death immunity on her ultimate, and I'll be happy. I hate the death immunity. It's so it's so gimmicky to the point where I just want to rage. Okay, Wheelix. Why are we? I know that. Okay. Hear me out. I get Wheelix is the best performing assassin right now, But you want to know why she's the best performing assassin right now? There's two main reasons. One, we're in a tank meta. You can just build tank on her. Two, every other assassin in the game is booty. There you go. Anyways, to 70%, 70%. None of this is going to matter because you're going to build tank on her. Mordred nerf. I don't know why I'm nerfing Mordred. Not that it matters because you're still going to build tank on him. Cool. Gunnier's Might now pierces gods, but will only stun the first god hit. Okay. I mean, I guess this is alright, only because Odin is kind of booty. Odin gains a stack of his passive. Alright. Cool. So, item balance. Here we go. As you guys may not know, their plan is to focus on resetting a baseline power level of items in the current patch we're on now, OB7, and then in OB8, they will concentrate on enhancing item specialization, so hopefully that will remove the whole issue with tank meta, because this is already getting very old. We've been in tank meta for multiple patches, actually. We've been in it for a while now, actually. So, you know, actually. Okay. So, I actually like the idea with the whole blink now. I like what they did. I was iffy about it at first, but after using it a couple times off stream, it feels really good now. But there's an issue that that they added to Conquest. They added these wind sprites to allow you to basically chase and also try to disengage, which kind of, you know, they're kind of negating the whole reason why we wanted them to remove Combat Blink. And all you people that are whining that they remove Combat Blink, you are the trash lords that get away for free after you should have been punished for misplaying or playing up to a tower line and doing dumb stuff. Okay? I don't want to hear it. You low-level players are dookie. Anyways. This is nice. I actually, this buff they gave to Blink Rune has grown on me. Anyways, on a meter charm, they decreased the price cost. Okay, decreased physical protection from 25 to 15. I feel like this doesn't matter. Actually, I feel like this is going to give people more incentive to want to buy this. It's not meta. It's not bad. It's not good. But I feel like this just makes it better just with the decreased price cost. On Shaley, increased recipe cost from 850 to 900. Okay, decreased magic protection from 60 to 55. Decreased health. Alright, still doesn't matter. People are still going to buy it. That's very cheap. Increased recipe from 900 to 1,000. Decreased strength. Doesn't matter. Also, can we stop nerfing tank items? I don't care that the Erendite is one of the better strength items right now. Stop nerfing damage items, please. We're in a tank meta. We don't need to be nerfing damage items right now. Avatar's Parashu, they're nerfing one of the highest strength items in the game. I don't like it. Increased recipe cost from 700 to 755. Decreased health from... Okay. That's fine, I guess. But no one's really building this, I don't believe. So that's fine. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. Bancroft's talent, decrease intel. I didn't realize this. They nerfed one of the most useless. I didn't know about this. What the heck? Bro. They decrease intelligence on Bancroft's talent. Lifesteal items are already dog shit, dude. Bro. This is dumb. What are you doing? Where are they getting these statistics showing that Bancroft deserves a nerf? This actually makes me mad, dude. Because I get people I get random players building this and feed their brains out. Bro, come on. Oh my lord. I hate this. I hate this with a passion. This is dumb. Okay, the nerf Berserker Shield doesn't matter. That's still free protections, and everyone gets free protection since there's no aura items in the game. They're nerfing Bloodbound Book. They also increase the cost. Lifesteal items are not good. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, sure. They did the same treatment to Bloodforge. No one's building Bloodforge. No one's building Bloodforge. Why are you nerfing Book of Thoth again? Bro! No one's building this! People are building Necro! Oh my lord. Why? Okay, this doesn't matter, but I don't know why they're nerfing Bracer of the Abyss. Like, this item's not good because you're building strength AA items, like Braggies. They did a big whomping nerf to Bracer, but they did a baby nerf to Braggies? Are you serious? People aren't building Braggies for the attack speed, bro. People are building Braggies Harp for the passive high res. You guys are on some good. What the heck? I don't like, bro. You wanna spoil your ADC players, don't you? You don't want to kill them off, do you? You don't want to kill their role. You want to know why? Because it's the only damage role in the game that does anything right now. That's why. Because you don't want to expose the truth about your tank meta. Even though it's clearly obvious. Anyways, they nerfed Brawler's Ruin. The strength anti-heal by 10. I don't like. They did a baby nerf to Breastplate of Valor. 25 to 20. Decrease mana from 250 to 200. Decrease intelligence. Okay. Alright, we're nerfing another int item. Cool. Another baby nerf to a tank item. Hexstone. Baby nerf to Dagger of Frenzy. No one's really building this, but I also don't like this. The thing is, I don't like the ADC role because it's very brain dead. But my problem is, I also don't want them to kill it right now because it's the only role that can actually... It's the only damage role that can actually melt tanks right now. Just saying. They're nerfing crit items, like Death Metal. They're nerfing Deathbringer, Demon Blade, all that. Even though crit is not the go-to right now. Decrease int on Demonic Grip. No one's building that. No one cares about that. They're nerfing Devos. I don't know why they're nerfing that. That's actually a very crippling nerf. It's even more dog shit. It's like in the F tier now. Like, bro, like, no one's building Devos. Only the trash people I see in my games build this item, and they're usually the ones that feed. Divine Ruin, 100 to 85. We're nerfing more of the items that are for the roles that don't do anything. Mages don't do anything. Yeah, cool. Sure. They're nerfing Dominance. No one builds this item. No one builds this item. What are they doing? By the way, the quote-unquote reduced protections that is on the passive, I can't remember how it's worded exactly, but it's fake. It doesn't work. This item's not good. I don't know why they keep nerfing all these items. They nerfed Do More again. Okay, cool. They nerfed Dreamer's Idol. Sure. Arrow's Bow. That's fine, but not, like, it's not a meta item, so I don't know why they're really touching that. I mean, I know why. They're trying to balance and scale down a lot of these items to try to, quote-unquote, balance the game for OB8, but we'll see. We'll see. No one really knows how it's going to affect the game once OB8 comes out. Eye of the Storm. They decreased the recipe cost for this hybrid item. Cool. They did a baby decrease of that. Alright, increase health, max health damage. Okay, they made it more punishing. I'm okay with that. Increased vortex strength, but okay, that's a little scary. There could be tech behind this. I've always thought Eye of the Storm could have tech on it, but since it's a hybrid item, I hate it. I don't like it. No change to thieves, German focus. Wait. Okay. They're nerfing the cooldown rate on Gym and Focus. Alright. Gym Isolation, decreased health. Okay. Increased recipe cost from 1,000 to 150 on Genji's Guard. That's fine, I guess. Guess. Gladiator Shield. See, this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. Okay, let me just read this out to you guys right quick, and I'll give you guys my foresight on this. Increased build cost from 700 to 800. Cool. That doesn't matter. Decreased physical protection from 40 to 25. Decreased base damage from 15 to 0. So, okay. Some of you people that I've noticed that have been building this in my queues, which are casuals. Let me make it clear. I haven't been playing ranked in a while. I haven't touched it. I'm pretty sure I haven't touched it in so long that my rank is back down to the default, which is whatever it's called. But stop rushing this item. It scales for late game now. This item late game, by the way, I hit a Merlin for 200 damage. 200 damage. Because of this right here. Because of this. That right there is the reason why I hit for 200 damage. 200 damage is basically the equivalent of what a mage can do right now. You not understand the issue there? If you don't, then I'm sorry that you're too dumb to understand. But anyways, yeah. Glad Shield, I actually feel like it's gotten better. This physical protection, nerf, doesn't matter. I think this item has gotten better. And the same with Pridwin. I think originally this right here was going to be 175 or 170% of your protections, but I can't remember exactly. Decrease protections overall, decrease cooldown doesn't matter, increase explosion damage scaling from 55 to 65 protections. None of this matters. This hits for 200, I think, maybe a little less than 200 now, but nonetheless, it's still basically just as much as you would build a damage dealer. Not okay. They did a baby nerf to another tank item. No one cares, because if you guys don't know, Golden Blade scales off your protections. They're nerfing Fatalis. Honestly, they should just probably remove this item from the game. Just remove it. Remove this item from the game. 1 second, guys. Alright. Anyways. Remove this item from the game. Heartseeker. Decrease recipe cost from 1,200 to 1,000. Bro. So my problem with this is, why did they nerf the cost in the previous patch? What, like, this is... Bro. Oh my god. I swear Hi-Rez just doesn't know what they want to do with the game at this point. They decrease intelligence from 50 to 35 on Helm of Darkness. Doesn't matter. You can still technically run this into Odin, Umoja, or whatever, like, you know, structure comp with walls. Helm of Radiance. I've actually been building this on some of my tank mage builds lately, and yeah, this doesn't matter. This item is heavily slept on, in my opinion. This item's really good, in my opinion. Also, you're also indirectly increasing your healing from, like, say, like, you're playing Merlin, right, and that heal from your, I think it's your Void Stance. The more damage you take, the more healing you receive in return when you use your Flicker, right? That Flicker heal will increase based off your int as well. So, yeah, this doesn't matter. You're still going to build High Anemia Lion into specific comps. This item's very good. And not... Like, this is another item I feel like you can never balance around, in my opinion. I don't think you can ever balance High Anemia Lion. Hostiles Wings, still a luxury item nonetheless, but you can still build this if if there's a lot of slows into a comp. Hydra's Lament, increased recipe cost from 550. Okay, okay. So they increase Hydra's cost. I don't like this. They decrease the strength by 5. Alright, I hate this. I love Hydras, and I hate my baby getting nerfed. Jade Scepter, doesn't matter. There's actually a lot of, in the tournaments, you actually could see that some high-level players were actually building Jade Scepter into a tank build with this item. That's literally free 105 int. You're still going to want to build this. This item's very good. You can get a free knockback, and if you have the tank of Wheelix, you can punish people really easily with this. Okay, they decreased the cost for Jotuns, which is nice, but they also nerfed the strength by, what, 10? 10, I think. Yeah, 10. Can they please remove Lenarian Bow? Wait. Lenarian. No, I'm not Lenarian. Sunbeam Bow is the one I'm thinking of. So they decreased the recipe cost for from 900 to 850. Doesn't matter. This item is just going to be overshadowed by the other crazy AA items in the game. This item doesn't matter. It has potential, but until they either remove or butcher the living heck out of the AA items that are currently being built, this doesn't matter. Leviathan's Hide. I think that's a tier 2. Isn't this a tier 2 Prot item? I don't know. I can't remember. Lifebinder. Increased recipe cost from 750 to 850. You're still going to want to build this. I still see so many... like, at high level play, I still see so many people building Lifebinder. This item's just so OP. So Magic's Cloak. They removed the cooldown rate, which is good. That's awesome, but this item is still going to be very valuable. Wait, they decreased the cost on the... Okay, yeah, this item still has some worth. If you're up against an Ares, a Cerberus, it could be good up against Fenrir, a Wheelix. There's a lot. This item has so many uses. Like, you're still going to want to pick this up, especially since we're in a tank meta. And if you're worried about cooldown, and you're playing like a Guardian or something, just build Chronos Pendant, and that could be your only damage item, and you'll be okay. Mantle Discord. Mantle Discord still has its cooldown reduction, I believe. So you could also build this into this, and look how many protections you're getting for free, by the way. If you wanted to rush these two. You probably want to rush Mantle Discord into Magi, just because so you can get that cooldown quicker. But, yeah, that's not the optimal build right now for tank builds. But, yeah, I mean, you run it, you have tank stats, so you get away with a lot. Musashi Sword, they're nerfing another crit item, which I don't like because crit's not meta right now. I actually think crit is the more balance of the AA builds at the moment, in my opinion. Mystical Mail, Baby Nerf, decrease health by 100. Okay, decrease physical protection. This doesn't matter. Baby Nerf. Okay. Alright, sure. That's not the reason why this is good. It's the reason why it's good is because it scales with free damage from its passive, but okay. Necro. Yeah, see, this is where I'm gonna start getting angry. Necro. Recipe cost decreased from 950 to 750. Cool. I like that. But let's decrease the int by 5 when mages already don't have much in the terms of damage. They decrease this from 10% to 8%, which, by the way, like I said earlier in the video, one of the tier 2 items that build into Necro has 10%. So once you build into this, you're actually losing percent pin. High res, you are stupid. I'm going to say it right now. You are so stupid. This is so not fun. Why are you making mages and assassins feel like utter dog shit, man? Come on. There's actually no balance in the game right now. There's only like one good damage roll, if you can even say that. It's only because they're pampered to, and then every other roll, the only way they can stand a chance is build tank. Come on. Tank meta is not fun meta, okay, high res? Once you start realizing this, you'll pull in so many people. I hate your whole philosophy of like, oh, we want to be different. Tanks should do damage. No. There's a reason why League of Legends and Dota 2 are so successful. Okay? But that's a rabbit hole within itself. A whole discussion within itself. Anyways, moving on. Nimble Ring. Decrease lifesteal. Why are you decreasing lifesteal on an already dog shit item? Don't know. They increased the recipe cost for the only flat pin, one of the only flat pin items in the game. Therefore, this is the only good one of the few only good items in the game, in my opinion. I don't know why you're doing this. This is not okay. Anyways, no change in regards to this in regards to this pass. An item not receiving changes is functional to it being buffed. No! Also, this doesn't make sense. They increased the cost of one of the ADC items that doesn't really matter. This item isn't meta. Odibo isn't meta. Okay. They decreased the price on Onis, decreased magic protection, baby nerf, baby nerf, baby nerf. Okay. Pendulum Blade. One of my favorite strength items in the game. Decrease the cost by 100. Cool. Decrease the strength by 5. Cool. Decrease the cooldown by 5. Cool. I feel like this is one of the few items that won't get affected that much, but it doesn't matter because assassins don't really do anything. Pharaoh's Curse. Okay. Baby Nerf. Phoenix Feather. Bro. I love how they barely touch tank items. This is crazy. They increased the cost for Polynomicon, the only real damaging mage item in the game. I hate this. Decreased protections gained at full stacks from 15 to 5 by Prosthetic Cloak. This doesn't matter because you can substitute that with other hybrid pro items with magical and physical protections. This doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because you're overall reducing percent pen on a lot of items and lowering int and strength on a lot of items. None of this fucking matters. Kins, baby nerf. Like, they lowered to 20 when that's not the problem. The passive is the problem. But again, I will emphasize this. I don't think right now is a good idea to butcher the current meta for ADC items, because Kins is one of the few items that allows you to do damage to tanks. But even then, you're still going to get out-traded for the most part. Rod of Asclepius, decrease health from 300 to 225. Rod of Tahuti, Tahuti Booty, decrease intelligence from 70 to 65. Can you just bring it to 10%, bro? I'm getting sick of this, dude. Whatever. Baby nerf to Onk. This item is actually dog shit in my opinion when it comes to tank items, in my opinion. Whenever I want anti-heal as a tank, I'll just build into Beat Stick or Divine Ruin. It also allowed me to trade a little bit more, only because the majority of my items in a tank build will be, well, tank. So, and I already get a lot of damage from my tank items, so that increase, you know, int or strength scaling is going to make up for that. Anyways, Runeforge Hammer. They increased the price by 100. They barely nerfed the strength. They barely nerfed the health. That's still a lot of health for what you're getting. Decreased health regen from 5 to 3. You're still going to want to build this. This item is OP. Runeforge is so OP. I ran a Hydra's Runeforge build on Kabrakan, and I did almost 900 damage with a tank build, and it allowed my one of my randoms, that was a I think it was a Wheelix, allow them to secure the kill. Oh, by the way, I still had my 3 on the ready in that situation after the was it an Agni or was it a Cuckoo? I can't remember, but I think it was a Agni, and the Agni didn't even use his 2 yet. See, what he did was he this is a bad play on his part though, but he dashed in and used his 1. Well, he used his 1 and dashed in to get the stun off, and I think he was going to try to 2 me, but since you get so many CC setups with Kabrakan, it didn't even matter. All I had to do was since I'm constantly taking damage, my second refraction shield on my 2 was on the ready, and then I just pretty much had him at 1 HP with my 1. And I didn't even use my 3. So basically, Agni used his entire kit, and I out-traded him as a tank with Runeforge and Hydras. It's not okay. Anyways, Scepter of Dominion. Decrease recipe costs. Okay. This doesn't matter. Decrease cooldown. Serrated Edge nerf. Doesn't matter. Shielded Phoenix. Doesn't matter. This item is still really good. They actually increase the health and mana sustain you get from this item. Okay. Shield Splitter. So, they actually... okay. This item is actually really OP. It was already really good in my opinion, but it's even more so. Look. You're basically doing 200 free damage late game. This is not okay, dude. Not okay. And you get shield gain whenever you use on a shield god. Shifters, no change. Okay, let's not change another tank item. Alright. Shoguns, Not even noticeable nerfs. Okay, cool. Doesn't matter. Soul Gem. Let's nerf another lifesteal item that's not even being built. Okay, Soul Weevil? Reverb. Decreased recipe cost. Okay. They nerfed a item they nerfed multiple times in previous patches. Again. Why? Why? This is getting on my nerves, dude. Spirit Deso. What the heck? What the heck? Why? Why? Bro. Let's move on. Mage's early game is already pretty dog shit. I don't know why we're nerfing one of the few early game items that you can build. This item isn't being built. Like, you're not rushing this item right now, but with the nerfs they just did in this patch right here, I feel like you could have gotten away with rushing this item. But I see what they did here. Hyras, tell me that you hate damage rolls without telling me you hate damage rolls, because this is so fucking obvious. Like, that's crazy. Anyways, decrease health from 200 to 150. Okay, doesn't matter. This is the Int magical protection item, Sphere of Negation, Spirit Robe. Cool. It's actually easier to purchase now. Staff of Mirrodin, they made this more cheap. Doesn't matter. See, oh my god. I actually love Staff of Mirrodin, but it doesn't matter when you don't have any power, dude. Decrease physical protection. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed through this a little bit more. We're already 46 minutes in. Stone of Binding, Baby Nerf on Stampede, Summoning Bow. They nerfed the attack speed on this item. No one's building this. This is slightly heavier nerf than the rest of the items are receiving when it comes to their stat efficiency. Bro, none of this matters. No one's building Summoning Bow for the attack speed, but okay. Talisman Purification. Remove this item from the game. Too many CC immunity in the game. Decrease cooldown rate from 15 to 10. Okay, cool, I guess. Decrease intelligence from 90 to 85. I hate this. Crusher. This is what I hate, man. They made the price cheaper. Cool. Baby, little slight nerf on the strength, but I hate this. 10% to 8%. Screw you, high-res. Decrease attack speed from 20% to 15%. No one cares. You're building for the pen. That attack speed doesn't matter. Reaper, 30 to 25. Worldstone. This doesn't matter. No one's building this. But I do think that this item's pretty good on Merlin and a couple other gods that utilize their alts, like Neath. There's probably a couple more I'm not thinking of. You could probably use it on Nuwa, but Nuwa's already does like no damage, so it doesn't even matter. Titan's Bane, no change. Transcendence, decrease strength from 35 to 30. Triton's Conch, 45 to 40. Typhons, 50 to 40. Don't know why. Lifesteal's ass. Void Shield, physical protection from 45 to 40. Cool. Baby nerf to another tank item. Void Stone. They only decrease the health. Stop with your bullshit excuses. Stupid. Anyways, Witch Granting Pearl, Baby Nerf. That's still a lot of stats for the price of the item. Yogi's Necklace. This item is still going to be really good. I still build it sometimes, and there's no real downside to that. And there's some quality fixes here, bug fixes, buff belts. Okay. Okay. None of that matters. Alright. Now, give me 1 second, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I want to go ahead and talk about one of my big issues with this patch. So as you can see here, they're decreasing penetration from 10% to 8%, right? Okay, so that's a big deal, big issue, because we're already in tank meta. Your tank items are going to be scaling even higher late game. Awesome. But I want to point something out here. You're building into Crusher. It's a tier 3 item with 40 power. The passive is where it's at. The decrease in cost is going to be awesome. That's awesome at least, right? But the problem here is, let me bring over this tab over here. They haven't updated their I think this is, wait. No, this is Smite 2. Hold up, guys. Let me see if I can find it here. Alright, so for some reason, Smite's website isn't up to date, but Kurt is able to keep his website up to date. Hi-Rez, you're actual dog shit sometimes. It's crazy. Anyways, so I'll just use this random Smite 2 item builder here to show you what I mean. So this isn't up to date, which is fine, I guess. But if you come over here to patch notes, like a just showcase, it's decreased in 10% to 8%, right? So okay, you build into this. You'd think you'd have value in building into Crusher, but the problem here is, let me see if I can figure out tier 2. So Void Shard. This is still retaining 10% percent pin. Alright? You're still retaining 10% pin. This item builds into Crusher. So I don't know why, bro. What? Oh. There we go. So you're actually losing percent pin going into Crusher. Why? Why is that a thing? That's crazy. That's so dumb. Like, this is supposed to be a tier 3 and I'm losing a stat? Like, that is so dog shit. Okay? I don't care what y'all think, brain rot, bias, mother truckers say, but like, bro, I don't care. That is so dog shit. It's so bad. So, you know, that's kind of what I want to rant about here. And I think we're still going to be seeing a tank meta for another month until OB8, dude. Because we've been in tank meta for a long time now, and it isn't changing. It's not going to change. I'm so over this tank meta, man. It's so boring. I'll probably still make some Smite 2 content, maybe, I don't know. Honestly, probably not, because I got a bunch of like games I need to review and stuff like that, but I also want to just talk about why I haven't been uploading and why I haven't been, well, I've been uploading, just not as consistently as I have, and why I haven't been streaming as much as I have. I just been dealing with a lot of depression issues lately, guys. Motivation and just straight up depression. Which has been indirectly affecting my sleep. Like, I've been having... I'm okay, but, like, my problem right now is that I'm just not really happy, if that makes sense. The only thing that helps me cope and keep going is just like casually working out, doing exercises, and making content, right? But I don't know. I feel like there's something I'm just like not doing right in life, and it just kind of messes with me a little bit, and I just haven't been happy. So it's been kind of screwing with my motivation a little bit, but Well, guys, that's my opinion on the Smite 2 patch. I'm not really happy about it personally. Building full damage is just not the way, and that's not fun. You're just like, if you want guaranteed wins, you're incentivized to build tank, and I don't like that. Like, it's boring. So yeah, with all that being said, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed my opinions and review of the patch, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!